Trav, if you could think about it, last weekend, it was one of those weekends. We were snowed in. And I remember getting out of my driveway on that Sunday, and I'm shoveling that snow out my yard and my driveway. And all I could think about is that BOGO deal. I said, man, you know what I'm about to do? I'm going to buy me a pizza and get that second pizza for free.
Yeah, I did that. The BOGO pizza deal.
No doubt.
You put BOGO pizza for the online code, you good to go. Buy one, get one free.
And that's what I'm talking about. So this weekend, they say it's coming back. So all you out there, put that code in. BOGO pizza, buy one pizza, get the second for equal or lesser value for free. Do that.
Tanner, you need to pay somebody to come damn shovel your driveway. What you shoveling for? Don't make no sense. Matter of fact, let's catch a flight down to Miami.
It's a workout.
Coming up on the Santana Moss Show podcast, Tanner tells you what he's been doing since the last podcast. That boy stay busy.
And we have a new inductee of the College Football Hall of Fame.
I really want to tell you who it is, but it would give it away. But I'll just tell you this. Him and Tanner have a lot of stories together.
Us Redskins fans are so in need of something special to come, and they say perhaps we might be getting lucky with Gregg Williams.
Man, I sure hope so. By the way, me, our special guest, and Tanner will give you our playoff predictions. Here's a little spoiler alert. You just want to listen to me and the special guest because Tanner can't hit none of these damn games.
And taking nails is going to be special this week. I mean, special indeed.
It is special. In fact, this whole show's special. The Santana Moss Show podcast starts right now.
It's a Santana Moss Show. Number 89, hustle all the time. Travis on the right, hot mic on the left. Every single week, it's a lyrical fact.
Santana Moss Show podcast with a special guest, Tanner. Man, I had to write this down.
He's so special.
It reads so long. Super Bowl champion, four-time Pro Bowler, two-time All-Pro. You know he ain't missed many games, and they say the best ability is availability. London Fletcher in the house, ladies.
What's going on? What's going on?
Appreciate you, my brother.
No
By the
doubt.
way, College Football Hall of Famer, London Fletcher.
No, man, that's still.
How about that?
Yeah, it's still surreal.
Wow, congrats on that, my
Appreciate
brother.
it.
I didn't even hear about this school. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, I
never heard of John Carroll.
I was waiting to get London in here because I'm like, I played with this joker. I never look watching London for years, man. I would have never thought London went to a school that I'd never heard of. I was going to ask you, like, you know, and you kind of shared with us a little bit briefly before we got on the show, but you know, what was it like? What was the process like, even getting, you know, picked up by John Carroll?
Yeah,
like,
Man, it was all right. Let me take you back to high school.
Okay.
I only played 1 year of high school football. I was a hooper. I'm going to the NBA. That's my mindset.
Right.
So football, I just did it just to not have regrets. I had offers for football to D1 schools coming out of high school, but I took a basketball scholarship. Then eventually I transferred from St. Francis, PA to John Carroll. It was close to the house. You go from Division I to Division III, you don't have to sit out. So like I can play right away. I went in there and wrecked shop on the Division III level. Scouts came in, thought I was going to get drafted, didn't. The Rams called me, hey, you want to come up here and trial for our team? Oh. And from there, I just ran with it once I got the opportunity.
Yeah.
It was just I hadn't had a lot of football even coming into the NFL. You know, my story just wasn't the typical story as far as the road that I traveled.
That's
Gotcha.
crazy.
No, I was doing a lot of reading up on London. I'm like, man, you know, here's a guy that I shared with you about. People ask me all the time, Tanner, who's your favorite, you know, teammates? And I'm like, man, I don't favorites. You know, I'm cool, pretty. I'm one of those guys that sit in the middle, regardless of what group you kind of was in. You can always say Tanner was down with all y'all. I was gonna speak to everybody. I was always cool with everybody. You know, I was that easy guy, but. You know, I had to say London was one of those favorites because it's not because we hung out.
Right.
No, it's because I can always look him in the eye and know that how he feels, I can see it in his eyes. I knew he was going to give me his all. You know, I knew he didn't have to tell Tanner, come on, Tanner, I need something from you. No, I know my job. And he was a guy that knew his job. He was a guy that, you know, you had rah-rah guys. And I was talking about rah-rah guys. And London wasn't never a rah-rah guy. He was a guy that when he spoke, you know he meant it. But you can watch him from what he did on the field alone and follow him.
He led by example.
Led by example. And that's what I was about. I was a guy that you weren't going to hear much from me. At the end of the day, I'm going to go out and do my job. At the end of the day, whatever happens, at the end, if you win, lose, or draw, I did my job. You know what I mean? I hope everybody else can go out there and do it collectively with me. but I'm going to handle my business at first.
How do you feel when you hear that about yourself? And then how was Tana as a teammate?
I that's what I wanted to be as a teammate, a guy who you can count on. You know, you mentioned not missing the game. I didn't want to let y'all down.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't want to let my teammates down. Think about Tana, you know, mostly your number one receiver, they're typically divas.
Yeah.
They're just receivers. The ones I was used to,
Yeah.
they all had a little attitude.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember Tana, legs banged up, hamstring, growing, all kind of stuff. Tana probably could have sat out of practice, no problem. They still would have played him. Man, he out there throwing back passes.
Yeah.
He passed on his hamstring.
I'm glad somebody paid attention.
Yeah, and so I can remember watching. I'm watching you getting ready. I'm like, this dude he loves to be out there playing football.
Yeah.
Man, barely he got compression shorts.
Yeah.
All
Wow.
that
That's
kind of
crazy,
stuff.
man.
Wow.
Yeah.
It sends chills to me to just listen to him because I tell these stories time and time again. Like, I don't understand what I see or what I hear from other guys who are the guy.
Yeah.
This thing was hard for me to be in this position. It was hard. Like, you know, coming through high school, I wasn't the guy. You know, I had to earn that. I remember my head coach telling me my senior year, "Are you ready?" Hell, you mean I'm ready? Yes, I'm ready. I've been here for 3 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're a starter, and you just asking me this question. So it was a privilege always. It was always a privilege. And I remember that privilege being taken away from me my rookie season. And I used to always sit and say, what if, man? What if I was able to have a chance to start off like other guys, not being injured, not having to sit out a whole year, not having to lose the weight that I gained from sitting on my behind, and to have that opportunity. Anytime something bothers me, man, I'm going to take care of this later, man. Right now, I want to be out with my guys. And I just felt like, you know, if you're available, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they can count on me, if they can trust me, regardless, if I'm not even 100%, if they can trust me, then I can always have this job. And that's what I was about. And that's why I say he was like a favorite of mine, because I've seen London not be London at times. You can see this guy always flying around. I told you, y'all asked me a question earlier, talking to Oscar and Rob earlier. They say, what was London like? I say, well, you watch him in pregame. Or not pregame, but you watch him through walkthroughs, you knew what type of player he was because it was always fast. He was going to pay attention to detail. He was the guy that makes sure he has his job down, and he was the quarterback of the defense. So
He knew
made
where to line people up.
everybody was at.
Yeah.
And when you watch them play, you're like, okay, that's our leader. That's why he's in that position, because, you know, he leads by example, but also would say something to you if you're out of line.
Did you not get into coaching because of, to me, when I hear that, I'm like, why didn't you go into coaching? Why didn't you choose that?
So I got 3 young kids. When I played football those 16 years, I was consumed with the game.
Right.
I'm talking consumed.
Yeah.
I'm on vacation. I'm thinking about football.
Right.
Whatever I'm doing, I was thinking about the game, off season, in season, whatever the case may be. So my family life suffered. You know, my wife would tell you, man. Story about her. So one day she asked me, she's like, "Have your teammates ever gone into a game no?" She said, "Have you ever gone into a game not prepared?" I was like, "What you mean?" I'm offended. Like,
Right.
What you mean? I'm prepared. She said, "How many of your teammates you think are at home right now studying?" I don't know. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Well, it was Christmas Day. This is my last season. I had just announced that I was retiring the day before. We playing the Cowboys last home game. 2 games left. Cowboys offense hadn't changed during my whole 7 years in DC. I could have went into that game
Didn't even care.
It's still been straight.
knowing what the Cowboys going to do, knowing when was going to do, but it just wasn't in me to not do the same things I had always done. So once I left the game, man, I need to get away from
left. You left for real.
I need to get away from football.
Well, I want to catch up with what you've been doing since your career's over, but let's start with Tana. Tana, what you been doing since the last time we were here?
You know me, I'm always active. I'm heavily active in the community. I'm always doing something here and there. It was funny because last night I was a guest at the Maryland basketball game. They played.
Cool.
They played against Wisconsin, and a fan who had just saw me at the Redskins last home game.
Right.
She was like, "I just saw you and took pictures with you." She like, you high commodity around here. I'm like, well, I'm everywhere. I'm like, where's Waldo? I'm that guy that when they need me, they call on me, I'm there. But yes, I was a guest in the suite, the Enterprise car rental suite, and mingling with the fans and just the people, some of the coworkers. Besides that, earlier that day, I was actually at Children's Hospital again. Remember, I've always been back and forth at Children's. This time at Children's, I was actually a guest on Tony McGee show, the Redskins magazine.
Yep.
And Tony McGee, he's an ex-Redskin. He got 2 Super Bowl rings, I believe. He's also the police of the Redskins when it comes to uniform police.
Yes.
Me and Tony became friends because he's always coming and talk about my knees. Hey, your socks too short, Tanner. And before you know it, I used to come to Tony like, is this okay? And he tell me, yeah or no. So it's crazy how we build that bond, that relationship. And now that I'm a retired player, he count on me to be there for him and his shows. And prior to that, on Saturday, I was at the convention center down in D.C. for the NBC Health and Wellness Expo. Loved it. It's something. I was there last year as a guest for the Redskins, and this year I actually had my own booth.
Nice.
I was representing the 89 Ways to Give Foundation, foundation. Basically had flyers and cards letting fans know what I have coming up. London, I have to reach out to you. I have a golf tournament in May that if you're available, man, we'd love to have you. But just telling them about some of the things I'm doing in the community, reaching out to the kids. One of the things I take pride in now that I'm removed from the game, I've been doing it since 2000 or early 1999. I'm going to have to put that 19 in front of it.
That's 20 years ago, right?
I've been doing it for a long time, but I've been a mentor to a lot of these youth out here in the communities near, whether it's D.C., Maryland, Virginia, or particularly right now in Loudoun. I try to give back, my resources by just giving them something more than just what, they see or what they've heard. Myself personally. I have football camps every summer. For the last 2 summers now, this is going to be my 3rd summer. And we upped it to 2 weeks this time. So for all the kids who've been out there who participated in the Moss Academy, it's 2 weeks now. And we have field trips added on to you. So
you do that in D.C. or you do it down in Florida?
I do it in Loudoun County. So I started in Florida. And now that I'm here normally, full time, I take 2 weeks out of the summer. And, all these kids go to summer camps.
Yep.
And I'm like, you know what? Someone came up to me with it, my manager actually, Carmen Fielder. She said, Tanner, you so respected in the area. You have so much to give. You love giving. And I said that was something that a lot of people said that was a pet peeve of them from me that I always gave. So Tanner, stop giving so much. Give something more. Give something else.
Yeah.
Stop giving out your pockets. Give your time. And I had to learn that, because I'm a guy that, hey, if I have it, I want to help out.
Right.
So now I'm giving my time, and now I'm giving my experiences and giving my knowledge. And these kids love it, man. I love to see that they take it and go and demonstrate it through their seasons. And it's crazy. This year alone, I had so many different parents reach out to Carmen just to show me the highlights of their kids' season.
Wow.
I had 4 or 5 kids that went to championships.
Really?
Some of these kids didn't even play football before they came to my camps.
Crazy.
So it's great what we can do, man. I mean, anybody in my shoes, whether it's London, myself, anybody who's been an inspiration from what we did on that between the white lines for a living, these kids need someone to look up to. And I know that just personally from the experiences of my friends going in different routes and different directions. So that's been my calling, just being a mentor to our youth.
Now, London, he mentioned in there about a golf tournament, and I saw your eyes light up. So
Did you?
I had to throw it in there because London, and when we just asked London what he's been up to, he said, man, I'm golfing 3 or 4 or 5 times a week, man. So I said, you know what? Come on and holler at your boy. Then.
Hey, man, I got off that plane today. It was cold as what. I started to jump back on the plane back to Charlotte because – man, I could golf in Charlotte today. I golfed yesterday.
That's crazy, man.
I'm golfing tomorrow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. I didn't really golf when I played, but I live on the course. So I was like, shoot, I got to play this membership. I'm gonna play.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna keep the grounds, keep it busy.
Yeah. So you down in Charlotte? You're playing golf.
Yeah.
Just being a dad, right?
Yeah, being a dad. I do a NFL pregame show on Sunday mornings for CBS Sports Network.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I do that every Sunday.
So that's in Charlotte?
No, I fly to New York every weekend.
Network.
What's up?
Yeah, so I do that and talk football, 4 hours a day. Sundays, 4 hours talking live show for 4 hours.
Tell me this, I don't mean to cut you off. It's nothing like it. I tell folks to this day now, and we just briefly said this about my podcast, I would have never thought that I would be sitting here having fun doing what I'm doing now. Because I've been the guy that I was a guy in the locker room that I didn't want to talk to you all the time.
Yeah.
But if you put the camera or the mic in front of me, I'm going to share my feelings. I'm going to express it the right way, and I'm going to represent my team in the right fashion and myself. But now I enjoy it, and I think it's because now I can't play it. And regardless of how many people see me out there, I had somebody last night tell me, hey, you in your playing weight. I'm like, I'm a little lighter than my playing weight. But don't think I can go play.
Right.
I enjoy talking the game. I enjoy giving my insight on what I see, what I feel like should be done. And like I say, we all sit here as spectators, feel like we have a clue. And I remember guys telling me what I should do as a player, and we talk about the coaches these days and all that. But I just enjoy it. So I'm not sure if you feel the way I feel.
I was surprised when I saw you with a podcast doing your stuff, media, calling games. Like, man, I didn't think. I did not see it.
Yeah.
For me, I had started kind of going towards that route while I was still playing.
Gotcha.
I was doing shows for Larry Michaels for the Redskins.
Okay.
I was spending weeks at NFL Network, ESPN, CBS. I worked for CBS Sports Network during the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Last time it was in New Orleans. So I had,
I had
kind of started making my way. But when I saw you do, I was like,
that was a Gemini in me because as a player, they never saw that side of me. I'm sitting in there like, it was funny because one of the guys who ex-teammates of mine, he shared a story with me the other day. He said, man, and it made me feel proud that people watching you not knowing.
Right.
And so his name is Biggers. Biggers' younger brother played with my nephew down at FIU.
Oh, okay.
And me and Biggs, I just so happened to be in Miami, and Biggs say, man, I had a lock across from Tanner. He say Tanner did the same routine every day.
What?
Come there with his music playing. He put his back plaster. You talk about the back. He put his back plaster on his hamstrings. He taped his ankles the same way. He said a couple of things, laugh, joke, but he hit that door and he going to practice. And he say, man, we watch this dude every day. And we'll hit each other. He said, we'll tap each other and be like, watch Tanner. He said, and then D Hall, me and him now, we working together with NBC. D Hall said, yeah, Tanner, you was routine, boy. He said, you didn't get off course. And so it brings a joy to me that, my fellow teammates watched me prepare and knew that I was about my business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I kind of hate because, I get lost in this league like I felt like I was lost in high school. Mm-hmm. And let me take you down that path. When I was in high school, I was a guy I felt hidden. I was on a team that we didn't throw the ball. My coach taught me to humble myself early. And then people wonder why I'm so humble, why I don't speak up when it's time. I don't have to. Coach, I'm practicing every day. They say the eye in the sky don't lie. So that means you should see everything I'm putting in. When you ready to use this, then call on me. Yeah. I'm here. So I found myself in college. They was amazed by the talent I have because I came in as a walk-on. I came in as a guy under the radar. Mm-hmm. Like, University of Miami, you might not have me on your radar, but I had other schools that knew the talent, the hidden talent. And when I came in the doors, they were so amazed and so amused with what I can do. They drained me, and I appreciate it because they got it all out of me in college. 4 years in running, I didn't take a break. I was out there every Saturday putting on a show. I got in the NFL, and this is where I always wanted to be. I feel like I was destined to be an NFL player from day one when I watched the Dolphins go on that overpass in front of my grandmother's house, and Dan Marino gave me that hump, and I said, I'm going to be that guy one day.
Yeah.
I felt this was my destination. To get here, I feel like I was hitting all over again. I had my years. I had my years where we needed Tanner. We needed 89. When I was a Jet, we needed 83. But I feel like it was so much I had more to give that they didn't always use
tap into.
And I hated that. Yeah. And then you playing amongst guys that's all greats.
Right.
Nobody on this level, regardless if you're a practice squad guy, regardless if you're a guy that, just the third or second, we all are great. Because we at the pinnacle, of what we can do, as a professional. And people don't understand that. They look at this guy, he's a chump because he's not playing. No, he's a great because no one else could be in his shoes right now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I was hitting again. But to hear my peers talk about me and say what they, saw in me, what they expected out of me, even when that year when Jay got here and I didn't play as much, those guys stood up for me. Those guys knew that. Tanner, come on, Tanner, you can do this in your sleep. And I knew it. But I said, you know what? This is God. He's telling me this is your time to take a break.
That's right.
I took a break physically. Yep. I took a break mentally. And it was able for me to calculate my next steps.
Yeah, you could see clear. I
can actually say, man, football is coming. It's winding down.
To an end, yeah. What am I going to do next?
What's next?
It's interesting hearing him talk like that because I imagine you had to feel the same way as a guy who was undrafted, who had to fight and scratch and claw and earn your way on a roster, and then the rest is history. But I imagine when you got your shot, you knew, okay, I got to make the most of this.
Oh, absolutely. Like, being a Division III guy, undrafted, I go into the Rams minicamp. I'm talking about fighting, like literally fighting. You know, like, dude, I'm not going home, man. And from there, I became the Rookie of the Year. Started my second year, we won a Super Bowl. But during my 16 years, I never got comfortable because I always felt like, you know, you got the label. They're always trying to figure out, okay, man, London's 5'10", you know, we can find somebody bigger, stronger, whatever the case may be. But they didn't know what was in me. They didn't know what was in you. Yeah. Like I didn't have a problem. You can draft the middle linebacker. I was going to give him the information, but I knew he wasn't going to take my job. Yeah, because he didn't have what I had in me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I literally wanted to make every tackle.
Yeah.
Like, if they ran the ball 30 times, I want to make 30 tackles.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, that's my mentality in practice, walkthrough, Sundays, Monday, whatever day the game was played, that's the mentality I had.
Wow. Tana, you have a story you want to share.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, this was during your time with the Jets, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to do London even remember it because maybe I was a nobody to London. London, and to be honest with you, I was a pup. I was a young guy that was just trying to find my way. Honestly, like I felt like I had to start all over again. I really found myself praying, you know, hoping, man, please, God, I prayed so long to be here. Now I'm finally here. Don't make me have to, you know, redo everything. You know, like I come into the league in 2001, the Jets' first pick, and I turned my knee up in a fan appreciation night. I'll never forget it. I had a meniscus tear, but to me, 4 weeks, my agent said, hey, that'll take a lot out your career.
Yeah.
Snipping that cartilage. Let's go down and get a second opinion from Uribe down in Miami. He was the University of Miami's doctor. And he told me, Santana, I can save most of this cartilage. It will probably give you a longer career. Fast forward through all that, we did that. I missed that whole entire season up until the last couple of games before we went into the playoffs. Played those last couple of games. I wasn't Santana Moss. I was fat. I hadn't gained so much weight, 10 pounds plus. Came in like 184. When I started playing, I was 194, 195, which they wanted me bigger anyway because I was a 5'9", 5'10"-ish. I say 5'10", but give me whatever I want.
He's 5'9".
Yeah, 5'9".
Yeah, but, I got you, Tyler. I'm 5'10". I got you. I got you right here.
So, but anyway, long story short, never regained that first year.
Right.
Second year, I'm trying to really almost like a guy who's in PT mode right now. I'm in physical training, trying to regain that number 6 from University of Miami, and now a New York Jet back in the '83 from high school, trying to regain that, what got me here. And I had guys like Mo Lewis, man. He got on me. He's a veteran linebacker. I'm pretty sure London knows a lot about him. Mo Lewis had a thing he said to me every time he saw me. So they say. And I shared that with you before. So they say.
Yep.
And every week of my second year, really first year of playing football in the NFL, I was trying to get that Santana back. And I remember going down the phases of saying one catch a game would allow me to have confidence to know that I'm going up the ladder the right way. So the first game we played, Buffalo, first game of the season, got one catch. Hey, I went home proud, man. I got a catch in the NFL. I'm okay with that. I'm regaining what I had to start all over again. Right. It's like almost walking all over again, like having a hip replacement and you have to learn how to walk. So every week, 1 to 2 catches, 3 catches, you name it, whatever it was, I took it because I got to get back to that guy. I'm going to find my way back regardless of what it takes. So here I am, the second time we play Buffalo, and we playing at home in New York. And I'm familiar with these guys now. So I got a little more confidence coming in this game. I know the corners pretty well. I played. I'm like, man, I could beat them a little more. If the coach put me in a little more, maybe do a little more. But, hey, I was a third down receiver at that time, coming in and playing the slot most of the time. So I run this seam route up the left seam, going into our tunnels, the locker room tunnels, and I catch it. I beat the cornerback, beat the safety, and I catch this thing, and I'm turning around. Like I say, the old Tanner that had his confidence sky high, that had his feet up under him, had his body up under him, his legs up under him. I'm turning around. I ain't thinking about nobody behind me.
Right.
I'm gone. I turn around, and I can just see myself like, okay, Tanner, it's time to turn it over. And just when I was getting ready to turn it over, that leg come from up under me, and I go down. I remember feeling the feeling of that damn grass.
It was cold too, wasn't it, Tanner?
And I fall, and I'm like, damn, who tackled me? And I look back, I see a linebacker, and I'm saying to myself like, damn, So I hope nobody ain't gonna, I hope nobody say nothing about that, but he shouldn't have been tackling me, not knowing who just
You
tackled
didn't know
me.
who it was.
I had no clue. I'm like I said, I'm a pup. I don't really know everybody in the NFL. I'm a big diehard fan of
You just
people.
saw that 59.
I just saw, man, I don't even know what London number was at the time. I just know it was London. You see his little stocky stuff. I'm like, so I come to the sideline, and Mo Lewis like, so they say. They say you were fast. You ain't showed me yet, youngster. And I'm like, damn, man. It had to come from him. And so I'm sitting there like, damn. So that game, now, I didn't score.
Yeah.
Y'all beat us pretty bad, didn't y'all?
I'm not even sure, but I know I had 2 catches for 38 yards. I do remember that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I said to myself, to me, that's an accomplishment. I'm moving up the ladder and getting more production. That one catch was 22 yards. I know that for
But
a
it
fact.
could have been a house.
Could have been. But so everybody on the side like, damn, Tanner linebacker caught your breath. I'm like,
Damn.
let your boy live.
Right.
Let your boy live. Like, I'm just trying to get back into the groove of things. I'm still a pup. Like, I'm still a rookie to me,
Damn.
And so I feel so bad. Like, we won and everything. I go home. I'm like, man, I gotta Google this dude, man. Who tackled me? And I don't know if Google was out back then. I looked him up, and I read London Fletcher,
Yeah.
JCU,
Yeah.
Super Bowl champ, and they say he participated in the combine in a 4.38.
438. Now, how you go undrafted?
Hey, that let you off the hook.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I came back to y'all gonna tell me that
4.38.
dude run a 4. Hey, I had that dude's stat sitting here. Man, that was London Fletcher.
Tanner, how you run a 4.38 and not get drafted? That don't make
Man,
no
how you
damn
run a
sense.
4.38 at linebacker? That's what I want to know.
Man, Tanner, the fastest I ever got time was 4.34, but that was my junior year. Man, I had to go get you speed.
Hey, no, and no doubt.
Damn.
When you watched it,
Yeah.
and I can sit here and say, well, London was dropping back, and linebacker Reed, and he was already.
I remember that play.
I had to turn
You remember
around.
the play?
Oh, I remember the
I
play.
can say all
Yeah.
that. I can say I had to turn around and catch the ball.
Cover
then
3.
turn
We
back
were in
around.
cover 3.
I care less. He was gonna catch me.
Damn,
Yeah.
London.
He was gonna catch me because you watch him play then, and you watch him play the years that we was teammates. The same guy.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah, I
man.
remember that.
So-
But we were playing cover 3. You split the scene.
Yeah.
And I came from the other half. Now,
Yes.
to your credit, now I was coming from y'all right.
Yeah.
So
And
I was coming
you
kind of at an
towards me.
angle.
You
took an
Yeah.
angle.
And then I think you was looking to your
Yeah,
left.
I looked to
You
my
ain't
left.
see him.
I looked left,
But he
and I
was out. Yo, it was
I was
it was a
gone.
house call.
I was
I had to
gone.
go
I
get
was
him.
like, hey, I feel like I have arrived.
I had to go get him.
I'm finally gonna get in this thing. I'm like,
Damn.
I had to go
when
get
I
him.
felt that foot, I'm
You
like,
got that leg.
no.
But why I was able to make that play? In college, my defensive coordinator told me about we played somebody. We lost that. No, we won the game. It was a play. I kind of took a couple of low steps to start off.
Yeah.
And then chased the dude down. I think he ended up, I maybe caught him like inside the 10. So next day, he's like, London, man, you the only one can catch this guy. Mm-hmm. So from there, it kind of stuck with me about always going after the football, pursuing the ball. So when the ball was thrown, I just automatically, I was already 100 miles an hour full speed.
You ready?
So yeah, I'm just chasing the ball down, trying to make
What was
plays.
your playing weight, London?
In college or high school?
And at this point in the NFL?
Probably in 2002. I was probably 245.
Now, how
like
you
that.
that big and you run that fast?
And
I was young, man. Young too. Young, angry,
moving.
angry.
Damn,
yeah,
bro.
angry man. But I do remember that play.
I won't forget it, man. You laughing, man? I won't forget it.
So you mentioned a coordinator that helped you out in college, right? That's where I want to go next. Gregg Williams is a guy y'all both played for, right? And we're hearing rumors about possible Redskins. We don't know where this guy's going to end up. But if he comes back here to the Skins in a defensive coordinator capacity, what does that mean, London? What does that man bring? You've played for him, I believe, at 2 different spots, didn't you?
He was my head coach in both. He was my head coach during that game.
Around that time.
Oh, that was- okay.
Yeah, he was my head
So,
coach during that time.
I mean, you know best. You played for the guy for real.
Yeah. You know what? I like Greg Minuski, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. So, I like him. Think he's done some good things with the defense. However, if the Redskins decide to go in a different route and they hire Greg, you talking about attitude change, culture change. I mean, Greg is different as a head coach than he is as a coordinator.
Explain that.
Explain that, please.
As a head coach, he's not fiery, all in your face, MFing everybody, cussing everybody out, because he's managing. He's more managing, letting his coordinators do their job. And there'll be times when he has to kind of set the tone for the team and stuff like that and the culture. But as a defensive coordinator, every day he's just challenging, nipping at you, just always, never letting you get comfortable. Mm-hmm. You never get comfortable with him. Gregg's a psychology major.
Wow.
And he loved
some of the best coaches.
I didn't know that.
Butch Davis is a psychology major.
Yeah, he used to teach in high school. He's a high school teacher. So Gregg loves to do these psychological mind tricks with guys. Gregg, I've been around enough coach. I know you. Yeah. But he's always pushing buttons to get the most out of guys. Our team, he's going to get the players to perform better than the talent level is. In 2007, my first year when I came here, when Sean passed, Sean. We had some. Sean was a tremendous talent. We had a few other guys who were tremendous talents, but collectively, we weren't the most talented team.
Exactly.
But Gregg gave us so much confidence going into a game. We played the Bears at the Sean's funeral. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He got buried on that Monday. We played on that Thursday. Yeah. He was so confident in we played the Bears Thursday night. He was so confident in us and our team, our defense, and got us confident that we played like 3 defensive calls that game, 3 or 4 different defensive calls the whole game.
Wow. What?
Yeah. We played Sam Single, which we blitzed Marcus Washington. Mm-hmm. We played Will Single. We blitzed. Was Rocky still? Rocky was still playing. I don't know if he was there. Yeah, he was still blitzed the Will. Played cover 2. Matter of fact, it was just
wow.
That was Gregg Williams though.
Yeah. And see, that's the difference that I talk about. Like I don't know culture. I don't know Minuski, and like I do give him praise for some of the things he have done here. But I can just say that when it comes to and I shared this with you before. I don't talk people's jobs, because if I'm in those shoes, I want them one talking about who should be in my seat. Sure. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure as a player, we all have to deal with that. Me and London both. But if we just say, so happens, we give a Gregg Williams a chance to be that guy, a lot of things would change. One, he's going to set the tempo for his defense, but it's going to also set the tempo on the offensive side. Oh, yeah. I've been in those shoes because I've been there. I remember my first year coming here, didn't even realize who Gregg was because I've played against him. Right. He knew me. And I remember him talking to me, and at that time, Sean was going through problems then, and he was talking to me, man, you know what, Tanner? He say, where's your boy? Where's that MF Sean? And like him. He loves him. He loves him to death, but he gonna MF you. He gonna curse. He gonna say his words to you. He said, you know what about you Miami guys though? You guys come prepared. So whatever he's doing back at home, I hope he's taking care of business. But I know when he gets here, he's gonna be ready to go. And he said, if it was up to me, I'd draft all you Miami guys. Like all you. Yeah. And he to talk to me every day. I'm wondering why are you coming and talking to me out of all these guys? But that goes to show you what he saw in me.
That's right.
And when I got to playing that year, you get a fist pump from him every now and then. I'm like, man, and me as an
offensive guy.
Exactly, but me as a person, knowing that if a guy going out his way to come and show me gratitude to what I've just done, that means he knows, what I can, I like right. that. I appreciate you for doing that.
Wow. Another thing about Gregg, you mentioned the thing that he'll change from a team standpoint. We want to compete. He want to compete all the time. So in training camp, when we go on ones versus ones,
yes.
Oh man, yeah. When we're in our meetings, the night before, the next day's practice. He's getting us ready.
He already know.
We already about to. We getting ready
that
to
dot
go at.
Probably is on us already. You better do something to him right here. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure you putting that dot on certain guys.
I don't care if it's CP, Santana Moss.
Yes.
I don't give Randall.
No, that's real. That's real.
Go get him.
That's real.
And so, because our intensity, the level of our intensity is raised,
right?
They gonna see this level like, man, we ain't just.
You can't lollygag.
We gotta go.
And that's.
Wow.
I would tell him, look,
that's psychology.
Prime example. I shared this story with you before. They asked me, have I ever been hit by Sean Taylor in practice? I'm like, yeah. And it was probably like by mistake. Gregg had them on one that day. I don't know what it was. I don't know what was going on. They was on one from, look, this is how things started every day with Gregg Williams. Offense over here lollygagging, talking about last night or what we're going to do tonight.
Right.
And the defense running from end zone, corner to end zone, to corner to end zone. And you hear a whistle, you just see them. Yeah. So I'm like, what the we doing over there?
God.
And I
40
remember
up
talking to some
downs.
guys like, man, what the And so if it was Sean Springs or somebody, like I hate certain days. I don't know if it was certain days they did it. I hate this certain day because, man, we got to do that. And I'm like, but y'all ready though, huh?
Yeah.
And so you already know they own one.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at S-Dot that day. He had his feet crossed and had his hand on his hip. And when I went and said something like jokingly to him, he kind of like
pissed off.
Like trying to catch his breath. At the same time, like, man, I ain't with it today. So I go out there and practice. We going against these guys, ones against ones. We ain't hitting. So I knew it was one of those days that we was going to thud, though.
Yeah.
The thudding happens with the linebackers and the running backs.
Yeah,
Like,
not the receivers.
O-line, not the receivers.
Right.
We
In the
probably get
secondary.
jammed every now and then. Other than that, no one's hitting us.
Yeah.
Let us catch the ball. I told you, my face ended up in the dirt that day. And I look up, and I'm ready to fight. Because I'm like, man, hit me,
this?
you know? And it's Sean. Like, come on, Tanner. Like, he hit me in my butt. Come on, Tanner, get up. Oh, the hell you mean? Come on, man. What the hell you doing hitting me? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, come on, bud. Nah, you know, and Sean, one of those guys, like, people were so scared of this guy, how he played. No, but he's so nice. And
Right.
he's like, come
Oh,
on,
man.
Tanner. It was all chest, Tanner. It was all chest. I didn't even try. I was going for the ball. So as I go into the meeting room, I'm clicking through it as a leader. I'm like, man, coach, let me get that, man. I'm going to see this play. Because I'm going to go back
You
at it and
wanna
holler
see
at
it,
him.
yeah.
Me and Sean Locke is right next to
Right.
each other. And Sean went for the ball. And I literally, he was behind me.
Yeah.
And my pad or something hit his chest. And I landed face forward. And I'm like, well, damn. But he was on one. And Gregg had him on one anyway. So I almost assumed that he hit me on purpose. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's why, I talk so highly of the guy. Because I believe, when he left, like I shared the story with Rob them earlier, when he left, when Coach Gibbs left after 07, I was home in that offseason like, we got Gregg. I'm all right. You know, we got Gregg coming in. He got to be the next guy up.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm okay with him being the head coach because he deserves it.
Right.
In those 3 years I was there, well, if you say from 04 to 07, top 10 defense.
Wow.
Every
We
year,
had
yeah.
two playoff runs, 05 and 07.
Wow.
07, we shouldn't even been in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? That's how I looked at it because at the stint we was going, we won 4 of the last games, I
Right.
believe, with
4 in a
Todd
row.
Collins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Playing quarterback. So I remember all that stuff, but the defense always stayed consistent. They always stayed consistent. I remember the game we played against Buffalo, the Honor Sean, we put 10 guys out there.
Yeah.
Hey, man, them jokers hit off on a big run on us.
Actually, we shouldn't have gave up as big a run as we did. Playing cover 2, we didn't have a safety. The corner, I think it was the corner, somebody let the ball
Get
get
outside.
outside.
Yeah.
Because I'm running.
Yeah. And
the
I
ball,
remember that.
I'm supposed to hit I'm going to clean the tackle up. They might have got 7-8 yards, but not 22.
Not 22 yards.
Right.
And I was so upset that we gave up the 20-some yards on that because it was to honor Sean.
honor Sean,
Right, and then you
exactly.
give that up.
So,
Exactly.
man.
And I saw, and
I
I
was
was getting
hot.
to that story because I remember looking at Gregg's face, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is
mad.
supposed to be honoring our guy, and look what they
Right.
do. But that didn't phase our defense. We played a hell of a game. I don't know if we won or lost that game. I think we lost it.
We lost it,
But
yeah, on a
offensively and
field goal.
defensively, man, you could see what we had in us. And I think all that stuff brought us together. And even my game, because I remember after Sean's death, my game changed a little bit that year. I shared a story with
Yeah.
Gary Clark coming to us, talking to us, and he kind of called me out like, Tanner, what's up? I don't see it.
Yeah.
And I was in the dumps. And I was in the dumps. And I was in the dumps because of the quarterback position. And I'm not, scared to share that stories because I wanted something more. I knew that, Campbell was a young guy that we was going to expect a lot of, but I didn't feel like at the time where I was in my career, what I had just experienced with Mark, like he hurting me.
Right.
It's not Campbell's fault.
Right.
But I'm having to take a blow for what we're trying to get out of him. And it meant, psychologically, it kind of messed my game up. I thought about it more. London will tell you this: when you're thinking doing your game, you're gonna either
lost,
get injured
hesitate.
or you
Yeah,
ain't
yeah.
gonna, you ain't
You
gonna
ain't
play
gonna
well.
produce.
And I was doing that. I was dropping balls that I shouldn't have been because I'm just already thinking like he gonna throw this damn ball wrong, or it's gonna be late. You know what I
Right.
mean? No, be honest
You
with
already had that
so
mentality.
I was losing before I even gave myself a chance to win.
Right.
And I had to rethink everything. Say, you know what? Regardless of what's going on, this is who I got.
Yeah.
Let me go out here and play
You
football.
got to make it happen. All right. Title weekend is upon us in the NFL, gentlemen. The NFC title game, AFC title game for the shot to go to the Super Bowl. I got to get predictions, London. I can't have you
All right,
come
man.
here and not
You-
get predictions. Let's start with
Right
your
now, today.
Today.
Which one? Which
Let's go
conference
your
first?
old boys. Rams at Saints.
I want to ring with the Rams, so I got a little bit of the Rams still in me, but I just can't see them going down to New Orleans getting that win, man. Not against some Saints the way they play in that building.
Yeah.
I thought the Saints, the way they played last week against Philadelphia, they were off their game. That was going to be your only chance to go beat them. Philadelphia had opportunity to win that game, but I don't see them losing that game against the Rams in that building.
From a defensive standpoint, do you feel like Donald, Sue, those guys can get enough push on the interior to not only shut down the run of New Orleans, but can they make Breeze kind of come out of the pocket?
Well, it's going to be on the secondary on the corners because you got to – Breeze gets that ball out of his hands so fast. Everything is timing routes. He's getting the ball to his receivers. And Aaron Donald can – now, Sue needs to play like Sue played this last game.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I've been – Santa, you know I'm a film rat, man.
Yeah.
Like I watch film. Since I've come to the media side, if I'm going to say something about you as a player, I'm going to watch film and talk about it. When Sue was in Miami – doing his own thing, jumping out of gaps. You know, they had one of the worst run defenses in the league this year and when he was in Miami because you had guys being selfish. Early in the year, Sue was being selfish. Brockers was being selfish. 3rd and 1 pass rushing. This past game against Dallas, he played his job. Now, if he does that, they got a chance. If he's out there doing his own thing, they're not going to have any chance. Because Breeze is gonna step up in the pocket. He's gonna find lanes. They're gonna crease him in the run game because this guy has played selfish in the past.
So you like the Saints at home?
I like the Saints at home.
Santa, who you like?
Yeah,
in
I
that
got to
game?
go with him. You know, I've been wrong the entire.
We'll get to that later. We'll get to that.
I'm not ashamed to say it. You know, in 2 weeks I have won 2 games.
Wow.
But I will say, and I can say that I love Sean McVay.
Yeah.
And I love what he's doing over there. I think it's great for what we need that in football.
You know
we need that.
Think about this, man. McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur.
Now, yeah.
All was
that
hit.
is
All
crazy.
were,
all was
Why
right
you gotta
here.
go there, London?
No, I
Man?
mean, just you know,
It made me say the same thing. Like, and then you think about it, you say Mike Shanahan had all them guys, all them pieces coming from him. You know what I'm saying? But no, I really like what Sean's doing.
Yeah.
I would love to see him in the dance. I would love to see, because I just feel like L.A. Rams, to me, what St. Louis Rams did, the greatest show on turf, what they did, I think St. Louis wasn't ready for that. My opinion. I showed up, was tuned in because I love, Hope, Bruce, all those guys, you name Isaac King, all those guys. I love them all. Falk, you name it. But I'm talking about the receivers.
You ain't like me. You defense in. You still ain't said one defensive guy.
The defense had to get it done too.
I ain't talking about Lemon yet.
He ain't said one defensive guy. Most didn't care about defense.
No, but I was the offensive guy, man. I love to see those
I was waiting to hear Orlando Pace. I was waiting to hear all the offense.
I ain't gonna lie. Those receivers, man.
You remind me a lot of
that was my favorite one.
You had better hands, though.
Out of all those guys, I used to look at guys and say, that's who I'm like. All my life, I grew up Jerry Rice. Everybody want to be Jerry Rice. I got wise real fast.
Yeah.
I said, man, who am I? Who am I in the NFL? Well, first of all, who am I in college?
Sure.
So in college, I watched Jacquez.
Oh,
Green,
yeah.
For Florida. So I wanted to go to the Gators. I got to be a Gator because Jacquez Green.
He was a beast.
Outside of Jacquez Green, Kevin Williams in Miami, number 5.
I remember him
Never
too.
thought in a million years I'd go and be number 6 at University of Miami and break his records as a punt return receiver.
Crazy. Yeah.
Never thought in a million years. So I always watched guys that had my structure.
Yeah.
So pro-wise, I was rising. You know what I mean? Oh, man, he's tough. He has that same little niche like
Rising
me. You know
was
what I mean?
nice.
I like guys like Rising. I like guys like Mathis. I like all those guys that had my structure. So Ozzie, all those guys was so they played the position like I would play it.
Yeah.
But talking about L.A. Rams today, I want to see them go, but I don't think this is their year.
Yeah.
I truly believe.
I agree.
They lost by 10 to Breeze the first time.
Yes.
I see Breeze them doing it again. Remember I told you earlier this year that I feel like everything leading up to this moment, it was Breeze's year.
Yeah.
He already said, he came in with me, 2001. Mm-hmm. I would have been fortunate enough to take the scholarship from Purdue. I would have been a Boilermaker and caught balls from this guy for 4 years. I didn't do so because I went and walked on to Miami with a track scholarship. But I think Drew Brees deserves to see another title run,
no question.
And I think last year they got snipped by that miracle
That
in
was a
Minnesota.
miracle,
That was incredible. I
that
never
was a
seen them
miracle.
losing like
Absolutely.
that. They was fit to go into that bowl.
And the kid that gave up that touchdown's playing lights out this year, too.
He
Exactly.
played well last
He
year.
played well
last year. He
So I
was
see
rookie.
Breeze going. I see Breeze beating the Rams, man.
I got to tell you, I agree with you guys, but I think it's going to be closer than that. In fact, I don't trust Jared Goff. I think this game will come down to which quarterback can make a play at the end, whether Breeze has to rally him and get a field goal, or whether Goff has to go down there and do the same. I can see him throwing a pick to end this game or a fumble or just doing something where he kind of blows it. I don't think he's ready yet
Yeah,
for
the
that
Saints,
stage.
Saints defense, they know how to take the ball away in that building.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I like the Saints there. All right, Patriots at Chiefs. Your old friend Tom Brady, London.
The New England Patriots this year, the way they're looking, they needed to have this game in Foxborough for them to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I know Tom is, he had a great game last week.
Yeah.
They blew out the Chargers, but they just aren't the same team. And I done took many L's from the
More
Patriots.
on that.
We should have those
many
stories.
L's at the hands of Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. But I don't see them being able to go into Kansas City. You played in Kansas City before?
Yes.
Man, that's the
some good
loudest
games,
outdoor stadium I've ever played in.
really?
No
Played
doubt.
in.
More than Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They go neck to
Oh,
neck.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
And then they feed you barbecue after you after you get your butt whooped.
Man.
you got all the damn same ribs and all.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I don't want that, man. You done got me
Hey,
killed.
them ribs
They're
good.
good.
Hey, that Kansas City barbecue
Hey, they
is
good though. You ain't
Oh,
lying. You ain't lying.
So I just
Damn.
think,
Close game, London?
They won by.
I think it'll be within 6 points.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm going with the Chiefs.
So
I like the Chiefs.
So I was wrong all playoffs.
You mentioned that.
I went against those guys last week, and I should have known better because you got
told your
an
ass.
LA team coming
Yes.
into that's Foxborough.
Yes.
I should have known better. I just felt like, man, Rivers, come on, give me something, man.
No.
Shit,
It
foul
wasn't
me.
his fault, though.
Yeah, but it was a lot of people's fault. Honestly. But coming to this game, you had to think about what London just said. True. I just still believe in, Tom.
Tom.
And besides Tom, Belichick.
Yes,
I'm just
sir.
going to say something about Belichick, man. We talk about a lot of coaches because we deal with the stuff here in Washington and the carousel of coaches that come in and out of these doors. Man, I think Belichick gets credit, but he don't get enough credit. And besides Belichick, it's the mad scientists that he has behind him.
Yes, sir.
Let's give those guys credit. The guy that went out there and filmed those guys that got them in trouble, give him some credit. The guy that goes out there and pick up those notes that's in the locker room.
Wait, was that your team? Didn't they do that to the Rams?
Hold on. The notes that's
Allegedly.
the notes that's left around in the hotel. Get that guy some credit. Even the guy that goes out there and flat the balls for Tom when they went through that, get that guy some credit.
Yeah.
Because look, hey,
It's more than just Belichick.
it's more than just Belichick. It's more than just Belichick. So, by any means necessary,
Man, we play in New England.
they getting there.
Your headset that go out. You got your communication.
it.
Communication with the from the coach to quarterback,
Right.
coach to middle linebacker. I can't hear you. Greg. I can't hear. I can't hear my defensive coordinator. So now you got to go to signals. Your hand signal. Well, they already know your hand signal.
Bro.
But look, to your point, that's in New England. They
Yeah.
can't pull that mess in KC.
But like I say,
It's different.
it's different regardless. But guess what? He got those guys. It's right now. It's guys in Kansas City right now looking at how you go home,
Right.
what you doing tonight.
They looking at everything.
Look,
They the mob.
he finds a way.
Damn.
Belichick's gonna find a way.
I know you know how when you practicing at your practice facility, you got guys surrounding the perimeter
Yeah.
or surveying the perimeter. Paranoid. You talk
Yeah.
about
Yes, I
paranoid.
I bet.
The Chiefs might not practice outside all week.
All week.
They are paranoid.
Look, we
They feel like
Maybe they should be.
I'm gonna give you a little brief rundown how Dallas week used to be for us. So we in the woods out there in Ashburn,
Right.
and I think Dan Snyder owns all the entire stuff from
All of it.
from our facility to the golf course that's
Right.
in the area. and we get ready to play the Cowboys, and Coach Gibbs or whoever was the coach, you see guys in the woods walking, they hunting.
Security guys.
Security's running over that bitch.
All up in the woods.
Like that dude don't get out. He running over that.
All up in the woods, man.
And I'm talking about, bro, like we paranoid, like, man, we ain't giving you a chance to be there. So Belichick, he gonna find a way. He probably got somebody sitting there right there, man, red skin down. Hey, got a camera on their butt.
Watching the camera. Oh, my God. No. All right, so I'm with you on that. I'm going Chiefs. I'm with London on this. I'm going Chiefs, Saints, Super Bowl. Look, it's a win-win for the NFL. Because if you get Breeze, Mahomes for Super Sunday, that's great. If you get Rams, Chiefs, that was the best game of the year, if you ask me. I'm sure a defensive guy probably didn't appreciate that game too much. You could get Tom Breeze on Super Sunday.
That would be a nice one.
These last 4 teams left, the NFL can't lose with whoever goes.
You got the best teams. The best teams are left.
The best teams are left.
The best 4 teams.
All right, so I want to end it here.
Yeah.
Every week, London, Tana and I do Taking L's, and we talk about something that happened to us through the week that was, where we took an L. But this week, my friend, you being the guest that you are, you're home, London. I feel like you should take L's. You and Tana were talking off camera about the last time you guys played Tom Brady in 2007, I believe it was. Could you go ahead and take an L's?
You talk about taking an L. That was the L of all L's. That game, we go into New England. 2007. We feeling pretty good about ourselves.
Damn good.
Man, we think Gregg got us hype as a defense. Oh, we going to go out there. We going to shut these guys out. Man, I look up at the score in the middle of the second quarter. It was 35-0 New England.
Bro.
I couldn't wait for that game to be. I'm looking at that score.
How does that happen?
Hey.
Yeah. How does we lost 52-7. We're losing. Coach Gibbs was so upset after the game. You know how the coaches, they go and shake hands after the game. Gibbs goes straight to the locker room. He didn't even shake Belichick's hand. That's how embarrassing that loss was.
And this is a Christian, man. This is a guy that don't curse. This is a guy. Hey, but that's the worst you want to see a coach like Coach Gibbs, because he knew we just went out there and we embarrassed ourselves.
Man.
We embarrassed the Redskins, nation. We embarrassed our. We was an embarrassment that Sunday. But hey, like I shared with earlier, it was halftime. And at the first time ever in my career of playing football, whether it was Little League or pro, didn't want to go back out.
Wow.
Didn't want to go back out. Hey. I was furious. If you saw me, I was looking at Jason the whole entire time.
Damn, bro.
I was sitting there, I was looking at coaches. I'm sitting there like, man, this is unbelievable. Like, I don't believe we in this state. And I think the only production we had on the offensive side was when we got into hurry-up football. And it was sad to say that year, that was our best football when, because Jason was a young pup, man. Yeah. He was still young. Like I say, when I talk about these years with Jason, he was a pup, man. And we was trying to change his game to be more of a timing game when that wasn't his style. That wasn't his game. We was running the Rams offense with – if I'm not mistaken, Al Saunders as our offensive coordinator. Yeah. And Al had came in. I remember he came in 2006 and promised me a 2,000-yard season. I'm like, what? I just had 1,400. He like, if you did 1,400 with that, you're gonna get 18 to 2,000. Woo. And I remember after 2006, I barely had 800. He said, I'm sorry.
He said, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. He said, I'm sorry. And I looked at him like, you don't get your ass about that dope, but no.
I don't even have 1,000.
I love Al because Al was true to it.
At least he was honest. Sorry, Tana.
He was honest. But no, I remember that year vividly because, man, honestly, man, like I never thought I have that experience. You know? I feel like, and that we was a playoff team that year. We went to the playoffs. Man. So just to see us go down that path, he shared his experience, my experience.
Wow.
Oh, it was none other.
Yeah, that hurt though.
I want to leave on this note, even though we did take an L's. I want to leave on a win because Tana gets the opportunity, with this being his show, to sit here every week and give a message of positivity, right? Mm-hmm. But I want to end on this. You're a guy who is undrafted. I still can't believe that, right? Came from nothing, made his way, and is a college football Hall of Famer, and in my opinion will be an NFL Hall of Famer.
No doubt.
London, can you just give a message to people out there right now who are maybe struggling or not getting their opportunity that they believe they should get? Can you give a message of encouragement of maybe some of your dark times of not being drafted and still making your way? Can you give encouragement to people who may need it right now?
Yeah, so I get an opportunity to speak to a lot of kids. When I share my story, I share about how many negative things I've heard throughout my career or when I was coming up and stuff like that. And I tell them, man, you go through a day, you can hear something negative about yourself, 10, 20, 100 times a day. But you just need that one person to believe in you, that one person to, say you can do it and hold on to that. So I always believed in myself where when I went to St. Louis and they told me, man, this dude a long shot. No, I'm a sure shot because I know what's inside of me. I believed in myself. So just believe in yourself. Always continue to work hard and be ready when your opportunity comes because you never know when that's going to happen for you, but you have to be ready.
May the Santana Moss congregation say amen.
Amen.
Another one is in the
choir
books.
hands.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man.
I enjoyed this, Tata.
Appreciate you, man.
It's a wrap.
Yep.
Anytime. Thank you.
It's a Santana Moss Show. Number 89, hustle all the time. Travis on the right, hot mic on the left. Every single week, it's a lyrical